Hello, and welcome to a Centipede Press unboxing. And it's a big one that took a scenic route through the Postal Service. This, my friends, is Powers of Darkness by Bram Stoker. Lots of bubble wrap in it, in a very big box. But it's I think a regular trim-sized book. We're going to find out. This, lots of bubble wrap, is Powers of Darkness. Woo! That's a pretty looking book. Bram Stoker. This is the first Dracula, rumored. It's never really confirmed. Number 68 to match many of my other Suntep editions. Look at that beautiful top edge stain. Although you can't really see it too well through the shrink wrap. So let's go ahead and just take that shrink wrap off. Number 68. Look at that top edge stain. So, if you're not familiar, we got a little bit of a dinged corner there. It might just be the dust jacket. We'll see when we take that off. Another one down in that corner as well. That's a little bit of a bummer. So, if you're not familiar with it, well, first of all, I imagine you're familiar with the story of Dracula by Bram Stoker. Published in 1897. And kind of lose in the fold there. Mr. Dracula. Beautiful painting by Ruth Sanderson. Beautiful illustration there, the dust jackets. But anyways, you're familiar with the story of Dracula. If you haven't read the novel, you should read it. It's a classic. Well, it's about 400 pages long. And over the course of 2 years, it was serialized in Swedish newspapers, with the Swedish translation, and somehow the Swedish translation turned out to be twice as long. We're talking 800 pages, and yeah, I mean, it is kind of a little bumped corner there. It's a little bit of a bummer. Top and bottom bumps. Bit of a bummer. Beautiful Dutch cloth stamping on the cover there. So even though it's Dutch cloth, this is the Swedish translation. It wound up being double the length of the original novel, which you're probably thinking, well, how does that happen? So it's rumored to have been based off an original manuscript that Bram Stoker had written. However, it's also mentioned that the Swedish translator probably took some liberties by essentially making up his own story. You know, if you ever wanted to read Dracula that dealt with fascism, or tackle the topics of fascism, then you are in luck, because this one does so. So we have some wood engravings there. That's a Harry Brockway wood engraving. So this is Bram Stoker, Powers of Darkness, the first Dracula, not to be confused with the other Powers of Darkness, which is the Norwegian translation, which is half the size of the original Dracula. This was translated from Swedish with an introduction by Rickard Berghorn, edited by S.T. Joshi and Martin Andersson, and illustrated by Harry Brockway, Igor Karash, Turburam Sandagdorj, Ruth Sanderson, and Vladimir Zimakov. Lots of different wood cuts, paper cuts in the case of Turburam Sandagdorj. There we go. We got a foreword by Dacre Stoker, the great grandnephew of Bram Stoker. Introduction by Rickard Berghorn, who had translated it. Powers of Darkness, the editor's preface. Part 1, the castle in the Carpathians. Part 2, the churchyard in Whitby. And Part 3, the oldest house in London. Part 4, on the trail, and the epilogue. 800 pages of Dracula. And there's a nice photo of Bram right there with the foreword by Dacre Stoker. Is that like... You see that? Printed on the pages, like little marks on the bottom. What's going on with this copy? I don't know. So there we go. Oh, thankfully that's the bats. Oh, it's almost like, I can't tell if that is a printing error or not. It's like a ghost image of the bats. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can kind of see it in the camera when I hold up the light there. But that doesn't seem to line up with the text, so I can't tell if that's like, kind of like a little watermark, if you will, or if that's a printing error. I'm leaning towards printing error, because it also seems to be kind of some dark lines there as well. Anyways, I'm 5 minutes in. I'm not trying to be trashing this novel at all. Very excited to have it, Powers of Darkness. But I'm wondering if anyone else had these kind of little imperfections, if you will. It just makes it more personable. There we go. Another photo of Bram Stoker, one of the more famous ones, including the one used for the cover of the Library of Weird Fiction, which was published by Centipede Press, and features the entire original Dracula. So that, you can hear the paper, you might be able to hear it there. That's because of the top edge stain. So that's some Igor Karash illustrations there. Apparently a lot more to this novel than one would expect. I mean, that's no kidding, given that it's twice the length of Dracula. A lot more for Jonathan Harker to do with Dracula's wives, his concubines. The names are all changed, including Dracula's name. He is now like Mr. Draculitz, I believe. Oh, there we go. That looks like one of the paper engravings. Whoop, we're going to cover that up. One of the paper engravings, paper cuts that Mr. Turburam is known for. And then I immediately uncover the, topless image. Oh my God, you can hear that top edge stain. Woo! That is a Turburam paper cut, that's for sure. That looks, what he does is he kind of cuts out paper. Very black and white, stark images. Vladimir Zimakov has very distinct style as well when we get to it. Oh, there's stylistic changes. So, probably to do with Harker's. Yeah, cutting from the Daily Telegraph. I like that. It's a very, oh my God, the original Dracula was told through over the course of telegraphs, letters, journals, diaries. So it's really cool to see different format changes in there as well. That's another Turburam paper cut there. Dracula coming over on his ship. And we're not even in the 400 pages yet. What we got here? That looks like, Harry Brockway. Lots of nudity in the illustrations here, which I am not going to show you. Looks like Harry Brockway. Just kind of glancing at it. There's Igor Karash. Presumably Mina Harker, or Mina whatever her name is in this one. And we're only at, the 400-page mark? Which is right around where the original novel is ending. Lots of stories in here. This was a very hot commodity. This is the signed edition. There's a Vladimir Zimakov lino cut, which is wood graving using linoleum as the relief. Very angular. Just trying to, there we go. Vladimir Zimakov again. I'm wondering if they're each illustrating different parts, because that's what it seems to go with. But Igor Baranslesky, there's Igor's paintings throughout as well. Just kind of black and white, kind of almost looks like charcoal-esque. Anyways, the story of the first Dracula here has gone through the fabled translations. So here we go. The signatures in the end, just rambling at this point. We have a facsimile signature from Bram Stoker, an actual signature from Rickard Berghorn, Ruth Sanderson, Harry Brockway, Igor Karash, Turburam Sandagdorj, and Vladimir Zimakov. Beautiful, beautiful signatures right there in number 68 and the back of that page. So this is the fabled Swedish translation, Powers of Darkness. Really looking forward to diving into this one. Like I said, it's a shame we got a little bumped corners there. I'm just kind of wowed by this book. Very hot commodity. The numbered edition sold out almost immediately. Same day. I think the unsigned, unnumbered edition also sold out the same day. So popular that it's fetching kind of ridiculous prices on the secondary market, or at least it was when it first came out. Like all hot items, the prices kind of leveled off there. But Jared has indicated that he was looking into doing a second printing if the demand is there. And the demand definitely seems to be there. So whether or not this is in fact based off the original manuscript from Bram Stoker, or if it is just 800 pages of Swedish fan fiction published at the same time. Seems to kind of dip its toes into both waters there. As I had mentioned earlier in the video, it kind of deals with some fascism, which was very much the talk of the town back around the turn of the 20th century. But I am intrigued nonetheless. Very happy that this copy arrived. Took the scenic route, got a couple dings along the way, which is a shame, but still very much looking forward to this one. I love Dracula, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Powers of Darkness has in store for us. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.